What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man. Yes, I'm back at it again, and this is Fire Force episode 17. Dude, 100%, man. Every episode so far, like lately, each episode is better and better and better than the last episode. And let's be real, let's be 100%. The highlight of this episode was SHO making an appearance. That's exactly what it was. And dude is so OP. This man is super OP, dude. Like whatever his pyrokinetic powers is. Like we saw the little maybe type phoenix type feathers or just regular feathers or whatever, and they were highlighted like by fire or whatnot. And every time, boom, he's like right there on you. And the only person that well, besides Joker, wow, right? They really he didn't really he caught Arthur, but Arthur was able to like back up just in time enough to where it just cut him across the chest, like it wasn't deep or anything. So now that's the statement to Arthur's powers as well, or it could just be because Arthur uses a sword. Also, you know, he kind of sensed the movements that SHO was putting out. I don't know what it was, but it was just so fantastic to see it on screen. Now this episode, there wasn't that many fight scenes going on, but like the whole moment that we got, like picking up right after last week's episode, all of the fight scenes combined together was epic, and they were so heavily detailed and action packed, and the color was fantastic and everything. That's what I loved about Fire Force, man. Like the action that we got, there wasn't that much, but seeing the action that we did get was so action packed and so intense. It was enough for me. I didn't need any more action than what we got. Everything was just a little teaser. That's all it was. We had Shinra tease with Dr. Giovanni, Shinra tease with Lisa, Shinra tease with the guys outside as well. Cause like he hit the one guy that makes the shimmers. He hit him and like he just mollywopped dude, and he flew right past him. And the other dude, he just like flew real low to the ground and zoomed right past dude. That's what I'm saying. Like the intensity was top notch this episode, man. And there wasn't any drawn out long fights, but I was okay with it because the short moments that we did have with the action was so intense and heavily detailed and filled with such action and colors and everything. I was okay. It was totally fine for me. And it was good, man. It was so good. Oh boy, let's get into this episode, man, because there's some stuff. Okay, so we picked up right after last week's episode, and we see everything going down, and we see Dr. Giovanni still mollywopping the little piece from Vulcan's dad and grandfather, the little mechanism that they built to show the animals and everything. And then we see that he's just mollywopping it, and the sister's asking him to stop. And then we kind of jump back outside, and we see everything going on with Arthur and all those guys. And they're getting the best of Arthur. But then we see Shinra, and he was bound and gagged and everything. And we see Princess Hibana, and she's setting him free. Now, at that moment, I was like, oh, well, I didn't even jump to any conclusion because I was like, well, we know she's not crooked. But it was nice. I was wondering, why was she there? What was the special need she was there? And I like that they explained that she planted a bug on the sister because, you know, they're sisters. Like, you know, they grew up in the same place. And now that she, like, her senses are back to normal, she wants to look out for her, and we all know she has a thing for Shinra. But that's how she got there, and I'm glad they explained that because like she just appeared out of nowhere, and she sets Shinra free, and the moment she did was the best thing ever. We see Shinra take off like nothing, and it was so fantastic. The colors, I love seeing the fire and everything vibrant and everything like that. So we see Shinra heading a bunch of tongue twisters heading to the to Vulcan's workshop, and he's flying, dude. He's soaring, and then like the way that they showed him at a come in at an angle and everything, it was fantastic. And he at Arthur, status, what's going on? And Arthur was like, get to the workshop now. And he was like, okay. And the dude with the shimmers tried to stop him, and Shinra took out every shimmer. Then he got to the original person himself, and like he grabbed his shoulders, flipped his legs around, and kicked dude with the impact and force of his fire from his feet. It was so powerful. It was hands down. That was fantastic, man. Then we see him taking like he was soaring, dude, and like he came in like real low to the ground, like almost touching it to get past the other dude with the morning star, and he just left, and he just flew right past dude, flew straight into the workshop and bashed all this on Dr. Giovanni. And granted, now I'm starting to think that this is not Dr. Giovanni's real body. This is just like a robot mechanism or something that he uses to go out into the public and open and everything, so he doesn't hurt his real body himself. I don't know. He may be like Gother or something, like he can't use his real body or something like right now. So that's probably why he uses all of these mechanical robot type things, I'm assuming. But anyway, he mashes all this in, and next thing you know, it looked like rubber because it bounces right back and starts shaking and everything. And at this time, we realized that he has the key that he was looking for the Amaterasu, and it's looks like a USB drive. So he takes that, and Shinra's coming in. He knocked him down, and Lisa jumps up to defend him. And like some people may say, well, she feel like she can't really choose or something. She's having a hard time. And my thing is, as nice as Vulcan was to her, she didn't have any reason to betray him. I knew she was working with Dr. Giovanni. I suspected her from the jump. I never trusted her. Something about her just seemed off to me. And I was right. So we have that, and so this time she's standing up for Dr. Giovanni, and she unleashes her firepower, and her pyrokinetic powers are wonderful. They're tied into magnetism with her firepower, so anything like human bodies or anything with the minimal amount of magnetism in it or in them, her powers are going to wrap it up or try to control it. And that was kind of a downfall because you're kind of around Vulcan's workshop and he builds stuff, so that was a stupid thing for her to do as well. And she captures Shinra. Then at that same time, Vulcan realized how they're so stupid. They always tell how they use their powers. And Vulcan realized that it's tied to magnetism, and he told his sister to press a whole bunch of buttons, and she did. She was just going berserk and released a whole bunch of creations that he created to release the magnetism so she can let loose of Shinra. But at the same time, we have going on outside, Arthur still losing to the other guys, not because he can't fight, but he kind of just lost his whole will, and they kind of just, when he was embarrassed, so he couldn't really get his focus back right. But at that time, Princess Ivana shows up and unleashes her big, fantastic move, and with the flowers and the sakura tree. It's so beautiful. It really is. And I love that. That is one of the most beautiful things about Fire Force, like the way they animate the fire and everything. It looks fantastic. And she's unleashing her move, and she's attacking the guys, and she makes the dude with the shimmers lose his shimmers because shimmers are created by air and density and everything, like cool air and warm air. So she brought out a whole bunch of heat, and it made all the others evaporate, and it was just the one guy left. But then she unleashed her big move to attack these people, and at the same time she's attacking Arthur, and Arthur's like, I'm on your side, and she's like, it doesn't matter, all gravel is the same unless there's Shinra. so like they brought the comedy in there as well. And it wasn't a bad thing because I really enjoyed the comedy. This time it wasn't, it didn't really feel off. It felt like within the realm of how Fire Force does their comedy. The last couple episodes, like the one with Arthur where they mimicked him and everything, it felt off to me. But this time it didn't feel off. It felt like it flowed right together with everything. And then then we go back and see that the sister was releasing all these mechanisms, and one hits her and knocks her out. So it was funny. It flowed together. But then we come in contact with SHO, and SHO was fantastic, man. This dude was awesome, and I loved every single moment of SHO on camera. We have Shinra pouring out his heart, and he doesn't really know how to act, and SHO just comes in and mollyrocks Shinra. But we also did get to see that the Adola burst kind of clicked and linked to both of them, and SHO was like, are you the one that connected with me, and are you my brother? And he felt like, I feel nothing but disgust. So I'm assuming that maybe, and he's talking about the evangelist and everything, and I'm assuming they had to warp his mind, right? Like his mind has got to be gone. He's not the same person that Shinra knew when he was a kid, right? I don't know. I'm so confused. I mean, I'm probably sure to explain it in the manga, but I'm confused as of right now. But that's not the only thing that happened this episode. Joker appeared again, and he was taking on SHO in hand-to-hand combat, and he wasn't losing. Like, they were pretty evenly matched, but he cracked SHO's sword. So there was a lot of, that's what I'm saying. There was never really any long drawn out fights, but the action that we got was so heavily action packed and drawn together so well and animated perfectly that I have no complaints. It was so wonderful, man. So then we have Joker saying that, and I'm starting to realize now. So Joker and the doctor guy that I can't remember, Dr. Licht or whatever his name. No, that's not right. Anyway, the guy that's working with Joker that we know, that's now a part of Company 8, I don't think they're working with the Evangelist now. They're working. Joker mentioned some stuff, and he said that he doesn't want the Fire Force to have to have Shinra, or he doesn't want the Evangelist to have Shinra. So I'm assuming that him and the doctor guy now, they're working exclusively with Hajime. They have to be, right? I'm assuming that's what I'm speculating. But then we have Joker saying that he was giving SHO credit, like when he went off in the woods and was thinking about the fight, because we saw like SHO did eventually land a hit on him. So, and then like the whole action pack, like them moving back and forth and super fast and stuff. So it was good. Like that's what I'm saying. This episode was really, really good. So then we have the doctor coming to save Shinra and everyone else. And because he has to stick to his role as of right now. So he was saving them and everything. Then we get to the hospital and we get you treated and Arthur treated. And this episode is wrapping up nicely. And we have Shinra and Vulcan having a nice conversation. And both of them are kind of feeling sorry because they both were shocked and betrayed and felt like they were betrayed by close people to them. And they can kind of relate to each other. And then we have Princess Hibana and the doctor guy from Company 8 having a conversation. He was like, well, what are you talking about? I saved everyone. And Hibana doesn't really trust him, and she has every right to be. I mean, it was suspicious for him to appear at that time, and Joker appeared at that time. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening, but now I'm confident in saying that I don't think that he's working with the Evangelist. I think him and Joker are working with Hajime exclusively. That's just my take. Then we get back, and this episode ended quite nicely with Vulcan being welcomed into Company 8 and them having lunch and dinner, and then just the jokes going all around with Maki and Tamaki and everything going on. And that's how this episode ended. And then we see at the very, very end, Vulcan ends up accepting Captain Obi's proposal somewhat, and he joins Company 8. So this was a nice episode, man. Like I said, the action was action-packed, and it was very, very good, man. This is your boy, Nick Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button so you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe. But only if you really want to, man. Remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.